Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Path of Exile video. Well, I finally made it through Chapter 2. And if you have any issues at all, no worries, I got your back. I have an amazing Huntress build for you that'll have you skywalking right through it with no problems at all. You know what to do, Leo! Once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump right into it. We're going to start off with our passive point. Hopefully you have unlocked your first 2 ascendancy points. If not, you're going to have a whole lot less damage. Our first 2 points that we're going to use for our Amazon is skill speed, so we can throw our spear more, and then predatory instinct. We're going to reveal weaknesses on unique enemies and bosses. We're going to deal 50% extra damage, which is a nice little boost. Now, as far as our regular passives, we have the same thing that we had before, starting off taking all of our attack damage and also some attack nodes that will boost up your melee damage and our projectile damage if you're doing melee damage or projectile damage right after each other. Alright, so from here we're going to come down and we're going to take some of these other passive nodes for, of course, more attack damage. And then we're going to swing back around. We're going to start working on our blood build. This is going to be a build where we're going to be dealing poison, we're going to be dealing fire, ice, and blood, and electricity, which is pretty cool. So this is the start of this build. So from here we're going to swing up and we're going to go and take some more elemental damages and some chances to shock. Then we're going to stop right here with 20% extra elemental damage for extra elements that we use. Now we come down over here to the jewel. I plugged in one that's going to give us a little bit more attack damage for our spears, and then of course more elemental damage, which is nice. So that is what we are doing right here. And to round it off for level 33, these are the nodes that we take for more attack damage. So we just build an attack damage. We haven't really gotten to our evasion yet. We're going to be getting that from our gear. For our skills, you can use your staff to have some skeletal warriors, which is fun to play with, and they give a little bit of aggro, take it away from you, but when it comes to the bosses, he kind of just, takes them out. So you can have some fun with this. These are some of the different gems that I put inside of there. But alternatively, you can also use the scepter, and the scepter is really good because it's going to give you a level 5 discipline or whatever level that you're going to have, but it's going to give you extra energy shield and energy recharge rate as well. So it will boost up your energy shields. If your energy shields are low, you put this on, you're going to have more energy shield. All right, let's continue on for the rest of our skills. We're going to be using Whirlwind Slash, and we're going to be using Twister. Use Whirlwind Slash, that's going to be our melee damage, and then we throw our Twister, it's going to be our projectile damage. So that, with those passes that we was just talking about earlier, these two work really in tandem with each other. Or you can go with Whirlwind Slash and then toss out your spear. But normally, we just toss in that lightning spear. Explosive spear is awesome. We also going to be using that with our electric spear as well. Not this one. Alright, we're going to be using a different one. But this is what we're going to be using to spam our ability. It's usually just one button. I'm going through the whole game. We have Herald of Thunder. We have Shockwave Totem. Just why not? Because it's fun. But Herald of Thunder, these are some of the mods that I throw in there to help boost up my ability. And then Stormlands, this is the one I'm talking about. This in tandem with the explosive spear, you toss one, you toss the other one, you get a huge explosion and damage. So depending on the boss and what they are taking damage from the most, whether it be cold, whether it be ice or fire, we're going to be using our different abilities. Herald of Ice, this is some of the mods that we threw in there. And then last but not least, Wind Dancer to give us a little bit more of our evasion. Alright, so that's what we're doing right now for our evasion. You put all of this together and you're going to be pretty good, my dude, as far as dealing damage and taking damage as well. Now, as for our gear, my DPS as far as this for our spear is a little over 100, focusing on mainly physical attack damage. Same thing with our rings. Of course, this is, early on, but we still want to have a little bit of elemental damage. So we're going to make sure we have elemental attacks. It will boost up your damage tremendously if you have either fire or ice, but make sure you have physical attacks as well. We have our nice lovely boots over here for a little bit more evasion rating, and we also have our rings over here with a little bit more life regen, and we got a little bit of rarity of item find on here as well. And yeah, like I said, we're just focusing in on attributes, focusing in on elements, trying to boost up our damage the most. We'll get our evasion in the next chapter, and we'll focus in on our other elemental resistances on chapter 3. Alright, so that's what we're doing right now for chapter 2. Now, when it comes to the build, wow, it's awesome. I got this build, and it's really going to help me out with the build that I'm going for, which is boosting up our strength, oddly enough, and that is because of the chest piece. The helmet, all of this works really good together, and you can get this off the PoE2 website for 1 exalt. Alright, this chest piece, the Vagabond armor, comes with iron grips. It will boost up your attack damage with your spear, projectile damage, right? For every strength that you have, which is awesome. So we're going to be boosting up our damage just from this. Now this is subject to change once we get to end game, right? We're going to be using different stuff, but for right now, if you want to boost up your damage, we're going to be getting a whole lot of strength, and that's what we have. We're sitting on like 70 something strength, so the more strength you get, the more damage we're going to get, right? So for our helmet, this is just a fun little helmet that you could play with early on. You just have a whole bunch of different random small little stats on there, but we'll be changing this, like I said. But the strength, it definitely works this with the belt and with the chest piece. It only costs like 1 exalt on the PoE2 trade website. And this is some of the damage numbers that you can get. So we're sitting on some pretty nice DPS right now going into chapter 3. These are some of the stats that we have as far as our life. The energy seal 25 if you are using the other scepter with your minions. If not, you can have that all the way up to 100. And evasion and armor is pretty decent as well. Now that we got all of that out the way, here is some gameplay footage of me taking out the chapter 2 boss with this build. I'll chime in after we take him out. Once again, enjoy.
The sick man, bow before your king.
Wind howls.
We are the storm. Of the desert!
We're running out of time. End this.
The beast!
What are you doing?
I don't have time for this! Stand! Bend to my will! Impede my enemies! Forth! Damn you! Take our hate! The mannequin will pay! Will erase you! Now! Set them up!
Zala! She still brings.
And the cover.
This is not over.
Not yet.
Shamara! I return you to the embrace of death! It is done.
Return with me.
I'll not make the journey home like that.
So boom, there you have it. Chapter 2 is done, and we're moving on to Chapter 3. Once we get that out the way, of course, I have another build for you to take you right into the next one. But for right now, that's pretty much the end of the video. Hope you truly enjoyed it. Now, as always, if you're new to the channel, how you doing? Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming. With a wide variety of videos ranging from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So once again, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one.